Hello students. In order to study about hyperbolic functions, first we have to know the relation between the circular functions and exponential functions. Now what are circular functions? Circular functions is the other name for trigonometric functions. So what are trigonometric functions? The functions like cos x, sin x, tan x, secant x, cosecant x, cot x, all these are trigonometric functions. They are also known as circular functions. And what are exponential functions? Any function of the form e power ix, or the sum of two exponential terms, the difference, the product, and the reciprocal, or a fraction of an exponential function. All these are exponential functions. Now we can see the relation between these two. Now cos x is equal to e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. So how did we get that? We obtained this by using the Euler's formula. So we have already learnt about Euler's formula. So as per Euler's formula, what is e power ix? So as per the Euler's formula, e power ix is given as cos x plus I sin x, and e power negative ix is equal to cos x negative I sin x. So this is known as Euler's formula. So we can mark this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. Now when we add these two equations, what do we get? So the addition of these two is, so e power ix will be added up to, so plus this term, so e power negative ix will be equal to, the addition of these two terms will be cos x plus cos x, which is 2 cos x. And then if you see here, this is plus I sin x and this is negative I sin x. So these two terms will get cancelled. So from this we can obtain cos x. So from this, what will be cos x? Taking this 2 to the other side or dividing by 2 throughout, we get e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. So cos x will be equal to e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. So that is what we have obtained here. So this is how we have obtained the cos x term. So if you see here, you can see that cos ix is equal to, cos x is equal to e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. So similarly, we can find sin x also. So for sin x, we have to take the difference of these two. For cos x, we took the sum of these two terms. Now for sin x, we have to take the difference. That is, we have to subtract this term from this term. So let us see that now. So now here again I have written these two equations. So what I am going to do, I'm going to subtract equation 2 from equation 1. So when we do so, what do we get? So we have to subtract here. So e power ix, so negative e power negative ix. So we are doing the subtraction, is equal to cos x negative cos x. That is, we are subtracting, isn't it? So cos x minus cos x, and so that will get cancelled. And here already we have a negative sign, so it will become positive here because negative into negative is positive. So that is, we will be doing I sin x minus of minus I sin x, so that will become positive. So now so it will be I sin x plus I sin x, so we will be getting 2I sin x. So now dividing throughout by 2i, what do we get? Sin x to be equal to, so this e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by 2i. That is, we are dividing throughout by this, so 2i, and then sin x, because 2i divided by 2i will become 1. So sin x is equal to e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by 2i. So this is how we have obtained the next formula. That is, if you check here, sin x is equal to e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by 2. Now the next one is tan x. So to obtain tan x, very simply we know that tan x is equal to sin x divided by cos x. So we have to do that. Let us see that now. So tan x is equal to sin x divided by cos x. What is sin x? Just now we have evaluated. So we can substitute that. So e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by 2I. So this is sin x, the whole divided by cos x. What is cos x? This term. So we can substitute that e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. And so this will be equal to, first we will write this term, e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by 2I multiplied with, now when we take this as a product, this, the 2 which is here in the denominator, it will go to the numerator because the denominator of the denominator. So divided by e power ix plus e power negative ix. So this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and so therefore tan x will be equal to, we have this 1 by I which we can write like this. So 1 by I multiplied with this numerator which is e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by this denominator is e power ix plus e power negative ix. So this is the value of tan x that we have obtained. So if you check here, we can see that tan x is equal to 1 by I multiplied with e power ix negative e power negative ix divided by e power ix plus e power negative ix. So now this is how we have obtained these three terms. Now if you see, we know that secant x is the reciprocal of cos x. So what is secant x actually? It is equal to 1 by cos x. So if you see, cos x is e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by 2. What is the reciprocal of this? This is the 2 in the denominator, it will go to the numerator. So 2 divided by, this term in the numerator will go to the denominator. So it will be 2 divided by e power ix plus e power negative ix. Similarly, we know that cosecant x is equal to 1 by sin x. So it will, this term will be the reciprocal of this term. So it will be 2I divided by e power ix negative e power negative ix. And we also know that cot x is equal to the reciprocal of tan x. So 1 by tan x. So cot x will be equal to, this I in the denominator will be changed as a numerator here, multiplied with the term here in the denominator will become the numerator. So e power ix plus e power negative ix divided by, this term will go to the denominator. So e power ix negative e power negative ix. So because cot x is the reciprocal of tan x. So this is how we have obtained the relation between the trigonometric terms, that is the circular functions and the exponential function. So these formulas we have to remember. So now let us learn about the hyperbolic functions. So what are hyperbolic functions? See, in trigonometric functions we will have terms like sin x, cos x. In hyperbolic functions it will be sin h x, cos h x, tan h x. So these are the hyperbolic functions, and the hyperbolic functions are given in terms of exponential functions here. The evaluation of this is derived from the circular functions and the exponential functions by using the relation between them, but you don't have the derivation of it, so you need not worry about it, but you can just study the formulas here. So what is sin hx? If you remember one formula, easily you will be able to remember the other formulas. If you remember this, that is sin hx is e power x negative e power negative x divided by 2. So if you remember this, very easily you can remember the other formulas. That is, cos hx will be, instead of this negative, it is just a positive here. So you have to add these two exponential terms. And then tan will be sin hx by cos hx. So very easily you can evaluate this. So this 2 and 2 will get cancelled, and you will have e power x negative e power negative x divided by e power x plus e power negative x. So this is tan hx. And cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So it will be 2 by e power x negative e power negative x. And then secant is the reciprocal of cos h. Okay, secant hx is equal to 1 by cos hx. And so we can easily evaluate it also. And cot hx is the reciprocal of tan hx. And you can find that also. So now after learning about the hyperbolic functions, we are going to learn about the relation between the circular functions and the hyperbolic functions. So here we have the relation between the circular function and the hyperbolic function. So if you see here, this is a circular function because it is sine of an angle. So sine ix, and that is equal to I sine hx. So this is a hyperbolic function. So sine ix will be equal to I sine hx. So you should remember very carefully, this I should come along with the angle. So by mistake students, they write sine I here. They join this I with the function. It's wrong. You have to very carefully, you should write this I with the angle. And similarly, what the students sometimes do is, this h they put it along with the angle. That also you shouldn't do. Very carefully, this h should join this sine because it is a hyperbolic function. So sine h is a function. Similarly, sine is a function. Ix is an angle and here x is an angle, and the formula for sine ix is equal to I sine hx. And next is the cos ix. The formula for that is just cos hx. And then we have the term tan ix, which is equal to I tan hx. So these are the three function relation between the circular functions and the hyperbolic functions. So hope you have understood all these formulas. In our next video, we will be learning the identities of the hyperbolic functions. Like how we have the identity for the trigonometric functions, we also have the identities for hyperbolic functions. So we shall see that in our next video. Thank you.